Welcome to this week's Talking Film, your ultimate news catch-up service. I'm Daniel, and we have Nick on the other side, and we're going to be pretty much talking about everything and anything film-related. This isn't the normal, typical day of a Wednesday, but we'll make do, and
we move the
we'll
day all the time. Stop pretending we don't move the day all the time. We do it anyway. We used to do it on Mondays. Remember that? Now we're on Wednesdays, and now we're on Fridays for one time only.
I think we've been on every single day except for the weekends, so we need to start on Saturday and Sundays now.
All right, we can do that tomorrow.
Entertainment Weekly is reporting that Disney is setting their sights on a new Mary Poppins adventure, with director Rob Marshall from Into the Woods directing the feature film. The film will explore the further stories from author P.L. Travers, taking place in the Depression era of London. Whether it's a sequel, not yet. It's not yet to be seen. But I really think it's just going to be a reboot. It's just going to be another story of Mary Poppins, just with a whole new cast in place. So, Nick, what do you think? What are your thoughts of a new reboot Mary Poppins from Disney?
My thoughts. I can't wait to see the Pete's Dragon trailer.
I didn't know that was a movie until Disney's 2016 site, and it was just like in between the BFG. I'm like, wait, is Pete's Dragon reboot? I didn't even know that. But
Pete's Dragon reboot, can't wait. They're doing a Beauty and the Beast remake too. Can't wait to see that trailer. Good. Yeah, that's what I have to say.
Can't wait for Emma Watson singing. Oh wait, so you've skipped Mary Poppins completely?
No, I'm pretending it doesn't exist.
We're talking about Pete's Dragon. We're talking
about. I'm going to ignore it, even see it when it comes out at the movies. Like, I'll see Pete's Dragon. I'll see The Jungle Book. I will see Beauty and the Beast. I will see a live action The Lion King. I will not see anybody but Julie Andrews play Mary Poppins.
Well, I think you can cast anyone that's not. I don't know. Like, I think you can cast someone new that's not Julie Andrews, because I've seen the Broadway musical, and the female actress who was playing Mary Poppins did a good job.
I have too. I saw that too. That was really good. All right, that was good. But
we saw it together, so
we did. The film is the 50 something, or was it 60 something? Anyway, the original film,
60s.
Yeah, I think it was 60 something, 60 or 61 or 62 or something. The original film is like it's classic. You can't. What's a good example? Oh, that's right. Oz the Great and Powerful. They were like, oh, there's this classic movie that everybody loves and adores. Let's make a sequel, like a spin-off to it. And I don't know, James Franco was fine in that movie. I don't think the story held up or the special effects held up, but I thought James Franco was fine. But that's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. That is the only thing. I don't want to be the party pooper, but it's unnecessary.
I don't think it's really unnecessary.
It is unnecessary.
I think the problem with Oz, yes, a little bit.
Argue that why.
A little bit is the story of Mila Kunis for Oz, but I also think the disappointment from Oz is that you're taking from a musical, like when you think of Wizard of Oz, you think of this as a musical. When you think of Mary Poppins, you think of it as a musical. They are doing this as a musical, and it's not a remake; it's a reboot. So technically, it's not going to. If this is like completely terrible film, then you'll always have the original to look back on. But this is just its own thing.
For me, I will only have the original look back on, and I won't even acknowledge the existence of this one. So it'll be as though it didn't exist in the first place, and so everything will be back to normal. How wonderful!
If this film is good, that means I can get a Saving Mr. Banks 2, and I'd be happy with that.
If this film, oh man, that was a bad film. I didn't like that very much.
No, what? No, that's a great film. I love that movie.
It was okay. It was average. I didn't like the backstory part. The backstory part was like unnecessary. All the Walt Disney Tom Hanks stuff was fine, but the whole Colin Farrell whatever. Bleh. Anyway, um,
The backstory is one of the greatest
now
things
let's talk
about
about
it.
Interstellar. How amazing is
Colin Farrell
Interstellar?
is awesome.
Anyway, what was I going to say? Ace Ventura, they're rebooting, or they might be reboot. That was the news this morning or yesterday or something. And I thought, is that one of our stories? Because I don't think it is it?
No,
it's not one of our stories.
I didn't even know about that.
No, that's really new. So they might reboot Ace Ventura, and I just don't think that anybody can play Ace Ventura but Jim Carrey. And I feel for the screen.
They had a kid reboot / spin-off of Ace Ventura in 2009.
Oh, they did today. How do you remember that and I don't?
I haven't seen any of the films.
Eddie Murphy, the Dr. Dolittle 7. It's like it was his daughter, whatever.
Yep, they had all of those.
No, but Jim Carrey is Ace Ventura, in my opinion, for the screen. I don't think anybody else can play. Maybe they could do a stage adaptation of Ace Ventura and not have Jim Carrey, and I'd be fine. It's the same with Mary Poppins.
Ace Ventura as a musical.
That's where I draw the line. That's the end of my argument. You want to add anything? Go ahead.
I don't think it's a horrible idea. So that's what I'm going to leave it at. They got a good director. They're having some really great songwriters. If the story can hold up, then I think it's going to be a really good, maybe solid film. It's probably not going to be as great as the original Mary Poppins, because that's already like a classic, iconic film. It's not going to reach that high, the heights of the original, but it could just be like a fun, solid, good, side piece of another Mary Poppins story. So
it'll be so CGI filled, and it won't even, how the original has 2D animation. This one will have CG animation. It'll be awful.
Oh yeah, yep. Motion captured Mary Poppins. We need that now. Disney, take my advice.
Better move on.
Okay, in a surprising move by Legendary Pictures, the upcoming King Kong reboot, titled Kong Skull Island, has been moved to Warner Brothers, away from Universal Pictures. And at the time, I said it might be a possible crossover film. That's already been confirmed, as they're going to be doing the Kong Skull Island, Godzilla 2, and the crossover film between Godzilla and King Kong. So they're going to form like a trilogy of interconnecting to one another, all by Warner Bros. And Legendary Pictures.
Now, so this in my opinion is fine. Not Mary Poppins reboots. This is good.
Mary Poppins. That's the best thing. We don't need another Godzilla film.
First Godzilla was actually pretty decent, guys. It was actually really good. It did a lot of things that mainstream blockbusters don't do anymore. All you have to do, just read my review, because actually it's one of the most, like, in terms of my reviews, it's probably the one that's aged the best. There's a lot of films I've reviewed that I've gone back and looked at the scores and been like, okay, I probably changed my mind a bit about that. Like, even recently, Jurassic World, I think I might give it a bit of a lower score. But Godzilla, I stand by, and I think that everything I wrote in my review is still true today. And you should. I still think Godzilla is good, but that's beside the point. The point is, I think a Kong versus Godzilla movie is fine, because they did it once before with the original ones, the puppet ones. And so they can do it totally on a big $200 million blockbuster scale. Go ahead. Especially, like, that's what I see this move as. That's what it's for. It's to make it easier to make Godzilla and King Kong fight. Just as Spider-Man can now swing his web next to Iron Man. It's all about making the most money possible for everyone involved.
Can we get Bryan Cranston in Kong Skull Island?
Yeah, but playing a different character than in Godzilla. That would be interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. Except I think people would just laugh. Maybe is it a reboot of Godzilla? They're doing it. They're starting all again. That would be good.
Please. If Bryan Cranston comes back for Godzilla 2, that's the only way I'm going to be excited for the next Godzilla. I don't really care about any of these. The King Kong film by Peter Jackson isn't like I think it was like average film. It didn't blow me away. It was a bit of a mess.
It
wasn't too bad. But I'm just not a. I don't know. Maybe Kong Skull Island would be really great, but I thought Kong Skull Island was going to be its own film. I thought that was going to be a reboot film.
I think that would be that won't be the crossover.
Yeah, but now they're going to try to connect it to Godzilla 2, so it's not going to be its own film that I thought it was going to be.
Okay, I see your point. Yeah, and it's valid.
Mm-hmm. And
because
why is Warner Brothers and Legendary now getting back together? I don't understand that, because it was supposed to be Universal, and now they're sort of parting their ways back to Warner Brothers. I don't understand.
They're setting aside their differences and reconciling their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of things about Universal and Legendary's relationship now together between them two, and now possibly Pacific Rim 2 might not happen, but it's still in development, so it's not cancelled officially, which is good. But yeah, Pacific Rim 2, that is what I'm looking forward to. Don't really care about these other films, Godzilla and King Kong.
Godzilla was better than Pacific Rim.
What?
Godzilla was better than Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim was great.
No,
but Godzilla was better.
No, Pacific Rim, easily.
Nah.
Yeah.
They're very close, but I put Godzilla just up here, Pacific Rim here.
Pacific Rim, Godzilla, and then King Kong.
The first King Kong. You don't like that one,
the Peter Jackson one.
Okay. I thought it was fine. It wasn't great, but it was fine.
I don't think it was a bad film. Just, yeah.
Anyway, not much else to say on that, I don't think, but we'll see.
Why not? Let's talk about the Jungle Book. The Jungle Book.
Me watched this trailer. Me watchy. I did watch it. See, it didn't quite live up to the hype for me, the trailer, in my opinion. Yep. Didn't quite live up to the hype. I thought it would be better. CGI, very, very accurate, right? Very, very realistic. But I just felt it didn't really show me anything new. Is that what you got? Is that the sense you got?
Sort of. I'm like, why are we focusing on Scarlett Johansson as the snake? She might be really good at the voice of the snake, but the snake really wasn't a big part of the Jungle Book to begin with. Instead, it should have focused on Baloo. It should have focused on and the tiger, or the tiger. I can't remember the tiger.
She can't.
Yeah, those three would be awesome to focus on in the trailer, but instead we focus on like the pretty much the smallest supporting role there is in the Jungle Book.
But it is the first trailer, and they do want to show. They want to save some of their trump cards for later. Which will be the voice of Shere Khan. Wait, is it Idris Elba doing that, or is that in the other one? I can't remember.
No, Idris Elba, yeah.
It is. Anyway, so I think that the reason they chose Scarlett Johansson is because she did the voice in Her. And that is considered one of the best voice roles in a live action film ever, you know, like in recent memory at least. Like that movie was nominated for Oscars and all sorts of stuff, and Scarlett Johansson played the voice of the AI. And like even reading the other day, I was reading some article about the best voice acting performances, and Scarlett Johansson was like number 1 or 2 for Her. And so I don't know if people will associate that with Her, because I don't think lots of people have seen it, but they know her talent, and they want to. She's obviously done a fantastic job as Car. I think that's the name of the snake. She's obviously done a fantastic job, and they wanted people to hear that.
Mm, yeah, I don't know. I just thought the trailer was just generic overall.
It seemed generic. I agree, though.
It wasn't even. What is with Disney not focusing? Like when it's a musical film, they aren't focusing on the music. I'm sure the first Frozen trailer did that. Into the Woods did that. Now
Because it worked with Frozen, didn't
no,
it?
well,
Did work. No one complained about the music when the movie came out.
but we know Jungle Book's a musical.
No.
I want to leave one
But
song for the trailer, not this like action generic trailer. Like I've seen so many.
whatever they did marketing wise for Frozen, it worked. So they're doing exactly the same for everything else.
I don't know. My favorite parts of the trailer was actually the last 5 seconds. We got to hear the the humming of the bare necessities and the very small glimpse we saw of Baloo. That's like my favorite part of the trailer, actually.
Yeah, that's good.
So we're still looking forward to the film, but the trailer just didn't impress us. Like we just from all the hype that came out from D23.
I agree. Something we agree on. Yay!
I know, that's very rare. We'll talk about this thing first. About maybe Men in Black going to be rebooted from Sony. I don't really
Why does everything seem so depressing? Why can't there be good news ever? And we're always talking about bad things. Like people think. I'm sure a lot of our viewers will be excited for the Kong Godzilla crossover, and I'm open-minded about it. But like, it's not something that is artistically in quality-wise. It's not something that we need, you know. Whereas a Men in Black reboot is that times 1,000. Like that's like the main actors can still do a 4th one or a 5th one. They don't need to reboot it.
Yeah, that and I think it's just it's still a bit too recent. I mean, the 3rd one came out in 2012. That was only 3 years ago. It's still pretty fresh in people's.
Welcome to depressing modern day blockbusters. How bad is 2020 is going to be if 2010s are like this? Like 2000, the 2000s, everybody thought were shocking and superficial, but you look back on the 2000s now, and there's like hardly any big franchises. There's only 1 or 2. 3 studio has mainly only had 1 franchise each, 1 big money-making franchise each. These days, we've got like 3 and 4 per studio, and that's only like in the space of 6 years. So much has changed. And just imagine how bad it's going to be in 10 years' time. It's just like everything's going to be a reboot. Everything's going to be a Iron Man 7, and I love Iron Man, but do we really need Iron Man 7? Ask yourself, do we need Iron Man 7? Mary Poppins reboots. Mary Poppins, the prequel reboot, sequel, 7. I'm tying this all back to the first one because I really disapprove of Mary Poppins being rebooted.
Well, I disapprove of Men in Black being rebooted, so
I disapprove of that as well, but not as much as Mary Poppins.
Yeah, I don't know. Men in Black sort of it. I think yes, the screenplay was smart. I'm talking about the first one here. The screenplay was smart, and I think Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones they were really good, and I think especially Will Smith, elevated. I think the film's quality. I think it's so hard to find another Will Smith.
If I can say something though, the 1990s when films like this, Independence Day. What was the other one that had Will Smith in it? Hitch was early 2000s, I think, but that was still he was still very popular then. He started to fade in popularity around when he took a bit of a break, late 2000s. Like he did I Am Legend and stuff like that. But Will Smith, in general, he had like a 15-year-long streak of being one of the most popular actors in Hollywood.
Yeah, I think
it was such a long, going from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air all the way through to I reckon probably one of his last ones would have been I Am Legend before he started doing really dramatic roles and then had a couple of years off.
No,
and
he had the year after, which was Hancock, which made like
Hancock was like his last big action one.
Yeah, that was a massive film.
Anyway, so yeah, no, I think Will Smith's days in the spotlight are over, and I don't think he cares. I think he's over it. He's moved on. He's doing Suicide Squad, but that's one role in about like 15 or whatever in that cast, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like a central role. I think the days of him being leading action man are over, unfortunately, and I think that's why they would reboot rather than make a sequel.
Oh, I just thought of something. I'm actually not 100% against now. I've just thought of something awesome. Although it's gonna be hard. Oh, actually, no, maybe not, because Will Smith's character wasn't introduced in the first. Wasn't introduced that time period. That might actually work. Let's do that. Let's do a reboot, but still continues all the events. Sort of, it's in the same universe as the other Men in Black films. And let's do a reboot.
Make it set in the Australian outback. Yes.
Or they should do a reboot.
G'day, mate. I'm gonna have to wipe your memory now.
No.
You just started talking kangaroo. That's not natural, mate.
For someone who has an Aussie accent, you did a terrible Aussie accent.
That was a bad Aussie accent. Because I've got hot chocolate in my mouth.
That's right. Reboot.
I'm actually advertising Max Brenner right now. Not really.
They should do a reboot spin-off prequel of Men in Black, and have Josh Brolin back as Agent K, and have his other partner before Will Smith as a younger version. Let's do that. I want that film now, actually. Is there any way to get Josh Brolin back? I'm happy.
I like how in the space of 5 minutes you've completely flipped on this idea. I have witnessed this myself. This is great. Everybody has witnessed this happen, and it's amazing.
I want a Men in Black prequel with Josh Brolin. That's the only way this can continue. I doubt it'll happen though. One can dream.
Preach.
Or just, although, yeah, just, I don't know. I just want Josh Brolin back. Transformers news. It's not confirmed. I don't think it's confirmed, but it's rumored to have Michael Bay to return to direct Transformers 5. And there's an animated Transformers movie in the works. Don't know if it's going to be like a CGI film or it's just going to focus on the Transformers instead. I'm not quite sure. But let's speculate for a moment. If Michael Bay does return for Transformers 5, do you think we will get an awesome film?
It will
I don't know. I'm trying to make this sound awesome.
Terrible. But I don't see a universe where it could be worse than number 4.
Oh, see that I thought about that number 2, and number 4 just did it. So,
well, I want to be amazed. I expect to be amazed by Transformers 5. I expect to be amazed and surprised that a Transformers film could possibly be worse than Transformers 4. That's what I want to be surprised. No, it's not. I want to be surprised when they knife Michael Bay and depose him and replace him with Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg's Transformers 5.
Oh, please, no. No, I don't think anyone can do I don't know. I'm just done with Transformers overall.
It's like when they brought John Lasseter back into Cars 2 and everybody thought, yes, he's going to save it. Yes, he's going to save it. No, even Spielberg can't save this franchise. Whew.
You know what? We've been talking about reboots this past half an hour. No, we need to reboot Transformers. Let's just reboot the whole thing. Let's start from scratch.
That's really contradictory to what you just said about Men in Black.
I'd be happy with Transformers reboot. Let's just start from scratch. Just don't continue anymore. Let's just wipe the slate clean, and let's just focus back on the characters, the story, and the Transformers. That's what we need. And yet, I don't think we really had a story or characters to begin with. But let's do that. If Lego Movie would be a really good movie, let's make Transformers a really good movie.
You know what though? What if they did a Lego Transformers movie? There's your idea, Hollywood.
Not like Bionicle or something? Wouldn't it just be called Bionicle?
Bionicle, yeah, Bionicle, Lego Bionicle movie. And it'll just copy the plot of Transformers 2.
Copy it and just make fun of it. That's probably the best you can do.
Yeah, that'd be good. Do you know what? Hot chocolates full of sugar. Just not a good idea. Now I feel sick. All right.
Okay. We've got 5 minutes. Let's talk about not Michael. What am I thinking of? Christopher Nolan's mystery movie that's scheduled for July 2017. Nick, what do you think Christopher Nolan's going to make? It's not going to be Batman. We know that.
I was about to say Batman. Damn it, you stole my word. No.
Not Batman Forever. A new film.
I think. Wait, that's later. No, that's his movie after this movie. This movie is going to be an original science fiction project.
Oh, not a sign. Oh, I guess sign.
Can you think of what? Right, he's done what 4 or 5 science fiction films in a row. Do you really think he's going to jump off that?
I guess not.
No, it's going to be another science fiction film. It might tackle robotics or something instead of like space travel. It'll be robotics or cloning or something like that.
Give me a superior version of Chappie, and I'd take that actually.
Yeah, see, I reckon that's what he's going to do. He's going to do something about artificial intelligence.
A little bit like
we should do this. Make a bet, and whoever gets closest, we should do like $20. Whoever gets closest.
Okay. I don't know what he would do though. It has to be something like he can't go back to his little small drama films. It's going to be now big. You know, I'm sure he's going to do all the big films while he can.
Oh yeah, it'll be a huge budget. Until all of his movies stop making money, then he won't be able to do that anymore.
Yep, exactly. So it's going to be big. I really don't know where he would go. I don't know. Really don't know. I mean, he's done about dreams.
Say one word that you think he can.
Inception 2.
No. Okay, no sequels allowed because it's not going to be a sequel. Okay.
Okay.
Then it is a sequel, and you're like, damn it.
I wouldn't want to do anyway to begin with. Don't know.
It doesn't have to be science fiction.
One word. Can Christopher Nolan do a Pixar movie?
No, that doesn't. He can do an animated movie, but it won't be a Pixar movie.
Let's do a Pixar movie. Okay.
You want to bet that it's an animated movie?
Let's do time travel. Why not? He did a little bit.
But technically, he did that with Interstellar.
Yeah, let's just go full out. Let's go full out time travel, Back to the Future style.
You think it's going to be another time travel? Maybe it'll take time travel a bit deeper than Interstellar did. Maybe it'll be full on science fiction with a whole universe of its own rules.
Yes, it'll be called.
People can't complain that it's not. It's unrealistic.
It'll be called Jupiter Ascending, the better version.
Descending.
Jupiter Descending. Okay, we've got 2 minutes left. You want anything to talk about, Nick? Anything I've missed?
Probably a bunch of things. I don't know. Nothing off the top of my head. There was a Angry Birds trailer I didn't watch.
The Angry Bird didn't impress me.
You saw it? Didn't like it?
It's not the worst thing, but it just didn't impress me. It's just so. The animation looks really good though. I gotta admit, the animation looks really good.
Well, the animation is kind of this thing where everybody gets it right now these days.
Yeah, no, but it seems to be above like normal animation companies. Yeah, it's really like Pixar, but not quite Pixar.
I think that the Spectre song, what's it called? Writings on the Wall or something.
I forgot.
Comes out tonight, I think. So it'll be interesting to see what that's like. I think it'll be released tonight.
I thought it came out 2 weeks ago.
Or that was 2 weeks ago. They announced the date that it would be released and the name.
Oh, of course. It was just to reveal the date.
So that was it. Yeah, the actual
So
film itself will be released in the next 24 hours or so, I believe.
So by the time we talk about it, it'll be part 3 of us talking about when the hell's the song coming out.
So that's probably going to be the biggest thing. Unless something huge happens in the next 2 weeks, it's probably going to be the biggest thing to talk about.
Yeah, let's speculate. What do you think's going to be huge? What do you think's going to be like the big news the next 2 weeks, Nick?
Well, that's what I think is going to be the big news. I think it's going to be the song.
Fantastic Four goes back to Marvel.
No.
Fantastic Four, 2019, Phase 3, end of Phase 3.
No. It's too early for the trailer for Civil War, but that will be... We've only got a few more talking films before that will be released. Maybe
2 or 3.
Maybe not next time, but the time after or the time after that. So maybe about 5 weeks, I reckon. 5 weeks we'll get the trailer for Civil War. That will be big. That's the next big thing. It's not going to be anything big between now and then. Just more Disney reboots.
Fantastic Four 2. That's
No,
going to be the news.
Disney
Fox
reboots.
goes on a sequel. It's going to
They're
continue.
going to reboot. The next Disney reboot will be The Rescuers, Down Under. Just The Rescuers.
No. Don't do that. No.
Lilo and Stitch live action version.
Oh, that's even worse. No. No. Okay, we're ending it here. You probably are going to be right there.
It's going to happen eventually. You're going to get it. They're going to run out. They're doing it too fast. They're going to run out.
Problem with Lilo and Stitch, I can sort of see them try the live action. That's the problem with Lilo and Stitch. All you need is Stitch and the aliens use CGI, and then everything else is humans. You can do that. So that scares me the most because you do it.
High technology. Why do you allow this to happen?
But I don't want anyone voicing Stitch other than
I can voice
Chris
Stitch.
Sanders.
I'll do it. I'll voice Stitch.
No, it's Chris Sanders only.
How
How about you end the show, Nick, with that voice? Try ending the show with that.
Until next time. Bye.